Okay, so it takes every action I do, it takes like 10 seconds to show up on the screen. Okay, I just have to make sure. Hold on a second. Show up the time. Okay, cool. Looks like everything's good. All right. Hey guys, it's 10:01 p.m. This is the first time I'm doing this. Obviously, no one's watching. I'm okay. I'm just trying out this live streaming thing. So, that's the thing. I'm still working on actual written reviews and then translate them into videos. And it's very hard for me, so that's why I'm picking certain movies. But I watched so many movies all these years, and I really wanted to talk about them. I was more active with movie reviews like 2 years ago, but I've been after the whole superhero thing, like Batman v Superman, Captain America Civil War, I started doing less and less and less. So this time I feel like I'm gonna try to do like vlog style reviews. So let's try out the ones that I watched very recently, which is How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World and Fighting with My Family. So let's start off with How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. I love the first two. Well, I really love the second one, to be honest. The first one I did like. I remember kind of hating it at first because of Jay Baruchel's voice, which is kind of ironic because now I realize how annoying my voice is, and now I'm just thinking that Jay Baruchel's voice is very annoying. But yeah, I'm a hypocrite, right? But yeah, at the time, I thought he was annoying, and I thought the movie was gonna tank. But no, it was a success, and I watched it the second time, and I actually ended up really liking it, mostly because of Toothless. Toothless the dragon is amazing. It's great. He's adorable. He's like a cat. He's like a salamander cat with wings. I just love it. So, and the series were really heartwarming, to be honest, which I was kind of shocked about because from the trailers it looked like it was going to be like one of those on the road comedy kind of things with some Lilo and Stitch in there. And yeah, it's from I believe it's from the directors of Lilo and Stitch, so that's why the designs look very similar, especially with the way the humans are designed, and also Toothless because he looks a lot like Stitch. And actually, in a lot of ways, he moves a lot like Stitch. So, but yeah, I like the first two. Well, like the first one, love the second one. And now this one, I really like. I can't say love, but I really like it. At least the second one, because of the risks it took, especially with the death of Stoic, who's played by Gerard Butler. I did not think that he would die in that movie. And when he did, I'm like, okay, movie, you earned my respect. You have balls now. You're becoming an adult. And I think that was the point, too, because it's about Hiccup trying to become an adult. And having a Stoic die like that is kind of like an Uncle Ben moment for him, which is why I kind of compared him to Spider-Man a bit. And it actually gave me respect for the series from that point. And the fact that Toothless is the one who killed Stoic, yes, he's under mind control, but he killed Stoic, again, that just took a lot of balls. So, and this movie, I feel like the trailers kind of ruined it, just kind of, because they showed a couple seconds where they showed grown-up Hiccup with Toothless. That's not a fantasy, folks. That's not a daydream or anything. It's actually adult Hiccup with a full-grown beard who looks a lot like John Krasinski, to be honest, with Toothless. That's the end. So, so that couple seconds ruined the movie for me because unless they cut it out, but they didn't. So yeah, I kept wondering, when is that scene gonna come up? Because that's the actual ending. So, but I'm not gonna go into much spoilers because the movie did come out like last week. It did show up for a lot test audiences like almost a month ago, and it was shown internationally as well. So I might delve into some spoilers, but not too much. All I can say is that if you've seen the couple seconds of grown-up Hiccup in the trailer, then you know that's the ending. The way this movie started off was a bit weak for me, because I thought it was going to do like the flashback with a baby Hiccup with Stoic, and he's talking about the hidden world and also the world of the land of Burke, and that it's Hiccup's birthright, and he has to be the village chief one day, and he has to protect the people. But no, that happened after the heist of these dragons that these people were capturing, and they belong to 3 emperors or something like that. One of them is a woman, 2 of them are men, and out of all of them, I think one of them is related to the main villain, and I kind of like this guy because he's dumb as a brick, but other than that, they are very bland, to be honest. But the villain, though, who's Grimmel, who's voiced by F. Murray Abraham, I love this character. Oh my god, he is so much fun. The design looks so familiar too. I'm wondering where I've seen it before. He has this like short gray hair. He has this long face, big chin, and he talks with a very interesting accent. I can't even tell what he's supposed to be, like Scottish or something like that. It's very deep, and the way this guy looks, the way this guy sounds, at first I thought he's gonna be a punk ass bitch, but no, he isn't. He's really intimidating, and he is someone that you do like, but also would like to be killed. You want him dead. He's so good. F. Murray Abraham as this villain. Oh my god. And I don't remember if there was a villain in the first movie. I don't think there was. I think it was just a giant dragon. And in the second one, there's the one portrayed by Jimon Hansu. Again, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name. And he was controlling the dragons, and he controlled the giant dragon who controlled Toothless to try to kill Hiccup, but killed Stoic at the time. Out of all the villains, this guy was a lot of fun. I kind of think his backstory is a little weak, because he said that he's a Night Fury hunter, and ever since he killed one as a kid, then he became a hero, and he's angry at Hiccup for befriending dragons, especially Night Fury, so all he wants to do is kill Toothless. But that's the thing, he captured Toothless at one point. Does he try to kill Toothless? No! I don't understand the point of that. I'm like, if your main goal is to kill Toothless and you captured him, why didn't you just kill him? You could say that as to his character, like, oh, he's more evil. He's gonna torture Toothless before he decides to kill him. No, I hate people like that. The torturing thing. You're just wasting time. I'm not saying that he should just kill Toothless in the movie, because that would be very devastating for me, because he is the best character. But still, what's up with these villains that actually have something that they captured with success, but instead they want to waste time and just talk and talk and talk and talk and waste time and talk and don't kill the guy? It's the James Bond villain effect. Ooh, let me tell you my evil plan. Urgh. Sorry, that's actually Dr. Evil, to be honest. So yeah, it's always like that. Man, and again, I don't. Again, his backstory is bland, but he is a fun character. The way he's animated is great. And yeah, there were a couple funny scenes with him. Like, he's trying to explain where the people of Burke and the dragons are going. And he has this giant map. And the 3 conquerors that hired him were very confused on where they would be, because the people just left. So he's like, okay, let me point it out to you. So they can't go south because we would track them easily. And then they can't go and then they can't go to the east because of some kind of storms, and they can't go north because they know that we'll be waiting there for them. So where will we get them next? And one guy's like, east! No, west! Oh wait, or was it the real answer east and the guy said west? I'm sorry, I totally forgot. But yeah, it was a funny scene. And also there's another funny scene involving him and one of the twins. And I understand if people really hate these characters, the Hiccup's friends, I guess. The one played by Jonah Hill, McLovin, and Kristen Wiig, and not T.J. Miller. Okay, I knew that T.J. Miller was not going to be in this movie, but the guy they hired to play his character, wow. That is a very, very good T.J. Miller impression. Too good. So, well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I understand if people don't like T.J. Miller. So, if he's replaced in something like How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, they would be okay with it. They would be happy with it. But yeah, this guy, he just doesn't really have the charisma of T.J. Miller, if that makes sense. He sounds just like him, but there's something about this performance that just feels hollow and shallow. It could just be that the character kind of sucks. Rough Nut or Tough Nut, I forgot what the character's name is. But yeah, hold on, let me see. Oh, hey Kiki Lopez. Sorry, I was, hold on. I gotta move some stuff around. Okay, cool. So where was I? Oh yeah, T.J. Miller. So yeah, the performance feels a bit shallow, but again, the guy did a good job. But if you found out that these characters were really annoying in the series, they have a lot more screen time in this, I believe, because they talked a lot. There's this thing going on with Jonah Hill's character, Slotmouth, whatever his name is. He keeps trying to hit on Hiccup's mother, which was creepy on some occasions. There's a couple funny bits with him when Kit Harington's character gets all the credit, even though Jonah Hill's character is the one who keeps saying all these things. But yeah, other than that, that was creepy. And McLovin's character, the fat one with the weird-looking mustache who has the baby dragon, he has nothing to do. There was nothing for him to do. There were no intentionally funny scenes with him, or at least scenes that were written just for him. He does nothing, which is strange. The twins get more screen time compared to McLovin. And oh my god, whatever Kristen Wiig's character's name, Tough Nut, I believe. Yeah, she gets a whole lot of screen time, especially in this one scene which felt like 10 minutes. And I understand if people hate this scene because of the character, but I kind of loved it. It's the character gets left behind, I guess, not captured, left behind at one point. And at first, when I saw this in the theater along with my friend, I thought it was a weird animation edit because there was this dramatic escape with Hiccup and the Dragon Riders trying to escape from Grimmauld, and they're under this tower which was covered by some metal nets. And they finally escaped. Then all of a sudden you see the twin sister just appear right next to the bad guy, say, "Oh, that was annoying." And I was like, wait, what? How does this make sense? But then they get back to the Dragon gang, and they're even talking about it. They're like, how did we not know we left her behind? So the whole gang's worried. Well, almost the entire gang is worried because that she got left behind. So they're worried that Grimmault's going to torture her or something like that. But not T.J. Miller's character is like, oh, don't worry. I'm pretty sure that she'll be the troublemaker. Oh, they're gonna be in so much trouble. So, and then it cuts back to her non-stop talking, just talking. I have no idea what the hell she was talking about. At one point, she's talking about the mold in her hair, the pigtails, and then she's talking about how all the men love her back in the village, and that she was exercising and stuff like that. She believes she's prettier than Astrid or something like that. So yeah, she talked for so long, and credit to Kristen Wiig for talking for so long in that voice. I'm pretty sure they edited lines together, but can you imagine doing that scene in one take? My god, that's a trooper. I mean, she is from SNL, so I'm pretty sure she can pull it off, but my god, this scene just keeps going on and on and on, and she's stuck in the prison cell just just talking her mouth off. And at one point, she talks to the dragon next to her, which scares the dragon, which was a great animation. And at the same time, Grimmel was fucking pissed because she kept talking and talking and talking, and he wants her to just shut the hell up. But then he realized, oh my gosh, she's an idiot. I'm gonna let her go. And we're gonna follow her because she's that much of an idiot. So he lets her go, and she catches up with the other dragon riders, and Hiccup's like, wait. They let you go? Okay, did you see anyone following you? And her reply, oh, Hiccup, I never look back. That line made me laugh my ass off. I am sorry. I understand a lot of people would find these characters annoying, but damn, I kind of love this character because of how stupid she is. But it's weird. She's one of those characters that actually has a personality. Yes, she can be annoying, but some of the things she says, especially that final line, my God, it's just great. I love it. Okay, so the main story of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is that Toothless finally finds someone that's just like him, which is the I almost said Night Fury again, the Light Fury, which is weird because I almost want to call her Day Fury or Bright Fury. Bright Fury sounds better than Light Fury, to be honest. But yeah, she is very elegant, and actually she's very cool too because she has this camouflage ability where she shoots out a fireball, and once she goes through it, she camouflages with the surroundings around her. That was an awesome ability. And also, Toothless gets that ability as well, but my God, his ability is amazing because I'm pretty sure DreamWorks seen Godzilla. Whoo, boy, that was... Toothless has unlocked an awesome ability. I loved it. And it's cute that these creatures want to mate and get together, and a lot of these scenes with them together, they're silent. I don't mean like there's no sound or anything. I mean, there are no human voices. There's no talking. It's just music. It's just the sounds of them trying to mate with each other. It's just beautiful. These scenes were really good. If the whole movie was just 2 hours of Toothless trying to mate, I would have been sold. I honestly would have been sold. These scenes are amazing. I want to say this movie is one of the best animated movies I've seen in my life just because of these scenes. Unfortunately, there are not that many of them, but when you see them, they're incredibly well done. They are funny, they are beautiful, and it's just really touching at some parts. Oh my God. And, you know, the main thing about these movies is the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless and how they've grown through these movies. And it's basically the Toy Story 3 of How to Train Your Dragon, this movie. So you know the eventual goodbye. Because they have to. It's one of those movies where they do have to say goodbye. But again, like I said, that trailer with the few seconds of a grown-up Hiccup kind of ruined it because all you're gonna do is just wait for that scene. But yeah, I don't think is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, Cate Blanchett's character this time doesn't really do much. Craig Ferguson's character is great because there's this running gag where he sees these frog-like dragons, and sometimes you can't tell if he's just hallucinating because they keep disappearing every time he makes people try to look at them. It's just great. And oh my God, his character was great throughout the series too. And that's a thing too. I believe that he's supposed to be gay, but this time they don't really go much into it. I think in the second one he talked about his boyfriend or husband or something, but here they don't really delve into that, which I guess is... Well, here's the thing. I don't mind gay characters as long as they're written well, and I don't want them to straight up and say, I'm gay! I don't want them to just say it like that. But yeah, I'm just surprised that they didn't go more into it. Unless there's something else I'm missing. But yeah, that's the thing. Kit Harington's character did almost nothing throughout the entire movie, so I don't see why you have to hire Kit Harington to do the voice. I think he only had like 12 lines at best, and they're very short lines. and Grimmel was great. And that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the relationship between Hiccup and Astrid. I almost forgot to mention that. It's not like I don't care about that. It's just that the relationship between Hiccup and Toothless is much more impactful compared to the relationship between Hiccup and Astrid. And that's not to the fault of the writers, that's not to the fault of the director, the creator, the voice actors, or anything like that. No, I do care about it, but not as much as Hiccup and Toothless, because you just want to see what's going to happen between them. You know that Hiccup and Astrid are going to get married. Seriously, I mean, it's not like it's going to be like a twist that oh, Astrid's dead or something like that. No, you know they're both gonna get married, so yeah, there's really not much, and there's not much conflict between the two anyway, so it's not like they broke up and they have to get back together or anything. No, they stayed together throughout the entire movie. And there's one scene where it's close to the final battle, basically, where Hiccup is incredibly depressed. Astrid came up to him, and he's like, oh, don't tell me a thing, don't tell me a thing. And she's like, oh, I know, I'm not gonna say anything. So Hiccup is going through his mind process, saying all the stupid things he did and all the stupid thoughts he had, and Astrid just keeps agreeing with him. And he's like telling Astrid, why do you keep agreeing with this? And they said they're gonna work this out together because he's not alone. So yeah, that was a great scene. But again, because there's not much conflict in their relationship, there's really not much to do with them. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. It is a great movie. Again, I don't want to say I love it, mostly because I thought it should have been better than the way it was, and it felt a bit rushed too. Also, I said this as a joke. I was gonna give this movie a 0 out of 10 because it did not make me cry. The second one made me cry. The first one got me teary-eyed. This one, on the verge of tears, but it just, I think, what was it? Reverse cry or something like that. So I sucked up back the tears. So yeah, it did not make me cry. 0 out of 10. But I do recommend it. Go see it. All right, so that's like, what, 20 minutes? All right, so, wow, I thought I would spend more time on How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. Okay, so now let's talk about fighting with my family. I'm not a big wrestling guy. The last time I actually seen WWE was when Sin Cara was first introduced. The main reason I watched it for him is because at the time, he seemed to be the most agile, most athletic wrestler I've seen ever. So that's why it was entertaining for me. He was doing all these cool moves, these flips, these kicks, and all that stuff. And his costume looks awesome too. He looks like the Mexican Batman crossed with Bane. So yeah, I was really excited for Sin Cara. But after a while, if you keep seeing the same moves over and over and over and over and over again, and if he's never the champion, I just grew out of WWE. I think I gave it a shot for like a month, but after that, I just gave up. And as a kid, I never got into wrestling. I never understood it, I guess. When I was young, I used to watch boxing with my father. And we used to watch the classic boxing matches like Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Mike Tyson. So yeah, I was really invested in boxing, and I guess that's also because I love the Rocky series. I love that the underdog stories about Rocky, and I love the matches that he's in. It just feels more dramatic, more impactful, and you want to root for Rocky to win. And the fights are brutal too. And yes, if you slow down the action, you could tell like, oh, he barely hit the guy, but the guy's like, oh, being knocked back even though he never got hit. So yeah, I understood that. But that's mostly if you have the eye for that and you pause it and stuff like that. But for wrestling though, like Nick Frost said it, it's fixed, not staged. I honestly hated wrestling because I thought it was just staged. And my friend, my best friend is a huge wrestling fan. I mean, he loves wrestling. He even he stopped buying the WWE games, the WWE 2K games. He stopped buying that for a while because he even complained that it's basically the same game over and over and over again. Well, you could say the same thing about most sports games anyway, which is why when I worked at GameStop, I usually recommend people to buy every other year, so it doesn't feel like you're playing the same game over and over again. But no, there are people who buy the same yearly game over and over and over again. I'm not going to cut up more into that because I was going to talk about Call of Duty and all that stuff. No, this is about fighting with my family. Okay. So that's how I felt about wrestling. That to me, because it is fixed, based on the stories and all that stuff, it just felt too fake to me. I never liked the camera work. I never liked the choreography. I never liked the moves. They just felt too slow to me. And I understood why, because they don't want to really beat the shit out of the people. Otherwise they get lawsuits and stuff. I understood it. But the thing is that, for me, if it looks like the punch doesn't feel like it hits anyone or doesn't really affect them that much, then I'm not going to be invested that much. While making TV shows and movies, if you, especially with the camera, if you show it in the right angle, it's going to look like that the guys actually punched or kicked that person. But yeah, that's why I never got into wrestling. So that's why I was kind of worried about getting into this movie. I mostly wanted to see it because of Stephen Merchant. It's written and directed by Stephen Merchant. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Produced by The Rock. Okay, this is even more interesting. Starring The Rock. Okay, Vince Vaughn. Okay, the guy from Dunkirk who's the pilot. Okay, Lena Headey and Nick Frost. Awesome, fine. I'm gonna watch this movie. And I really liked it. I really like this movie. And I'm not even a wrestling guy. So again, it is an origin story about Paige, and it is also an underdog story too, which it's a very unique story because it's kind of like a superhero story, to be honest. And when you think about it, all wrestlers are technically superheroes. When you really think about it, they have these special moves, special abilities, and they're muscular, and they beat the shit out of people in a ring. Yeah, they are technically superheroes. So I did not know anything about Paige when I got into this movie. All I know is that it was based on a true story, and that The Rock is actually playing himself years ago. So that's why I was very interested in this. And my best friend knows a lot about Paige. Me, I didn't. And he told me that her history, that she really did so much for the female wrestlers back in the days. I was like, oh, interesting, really. And also he told me that after she suffered some kind of an accident, then she was never the same again, and she had to retire from wrestling, which is sad. And I'm glad that this movie didn't focus on that depressing part, even though I kind of wish it did. But yeah, it's just about the rise of Paige. It's showing how Paige became the wrestler became, and that's it. It just stops right there. So basically how the movie ends is when she gets her very first match to be on WW SmackDown? Or is it Raw? I'm sorry if I'm mixing it up. I totally forgot what it was. So she finally gets her first match. When you see that match, that's when the movie ends. So it's about her in London, I think. Damn, I totally forgot. I assume London because of Nick Frost and Lena Headey. No, it's not London. It's not London. It's somewhere else because they keep saying something about the slums. So I am so sorry. My memory is not good for certain points. That's why I have to see a movie more than once. So, Paige and her brother, they were big wrestling fans ever since they were little. Her entire family is a family of wrestlers. Nick Frost was a con man, and he went to prison at one point, and he met up with Lena Headey, and she made him become a better man, and they decided to make a wrestling family, and they have a wrestling ring where it is fixed. So there's the story about the children beating up the mom and pop every single time. Oh man, I love this family, to be honest. There's this funny scene where the brother of Paige wants to impress the girlfriend's family because she got knocked up by him, and he wants to show how normal everyone is, but it turns out it wasn't a normal dinner. And I love the point at there's this one point where Stephen Merchant is Stephen Merchant and his wife were there, and I'm not sure if it's his actual wife, but yeah, he and they're eating dinner, and the wife keeps bringing up things that kind of pisses off Nick Frost and Lena Headey, which, to be honest, I don't blame the Stephen Merchant's wife in it, but yeah, she's like, oh, it's all fake, isn't it? And they're like, what? Oh, so what is WWE? What? So I understood that. But yeah, the lines are great too. It's a very funny movie, to be honest. And again, it's very heartwarming. So Paige and her brother gets a call from Vince Vaughn, and that's when they start getting into the training for the WWE. But out of all the people at the first trial, only Paige was selected, not the brother. So Paige at first didn't want to go, but the brother made her go because he's saying that she's making a humongous mistake if she doesn't, and she's gonna let the whole family down. So that's why she had no choice. Well, she had a choice, but she felt like she had no choice but to help out her family and go with Vince Vaughn to Florida, where they start training with the other would-be wrestlers. So because of that, the brother is incredibly depressed because it was his dream to be a wrestler. He wants to get a shot at WWE, but he couldn't because Vince Vaughn says that it's the end of the road for him. And no matter how hard he tries, he wants to get that chance, but he could never get that chance. And there's a reason why Vince Vaughn said that he didn't give the slot to the brother, and it's a very good reason, and I do like it. But until that point, you're wondering why didn't they pick this guy, because he's really, really good. But yeah, so because of that, the brother's very depressed. He gets more angry at himself, angry at his sister. He was jealous of his sister. He's angry at his family because the family loves Paige more now because she's living their dream of being an actual wrestler on WWE. But at the same time, Paige is having a horrible time training because she's all alone. She feels like she's an outcast. She's with the other female wrestlers, but she felt like they're treating her badly. But that's the thing. At first, it seemed like these other female wrestlers are nothing but bimbos. They're just models with barely any smarts or anything. But that's the thing. At first, it made it seem like that. But that's the thing. We're following Paige's point of view. We don't know anything about these other female wrestlers. So when she confronted them because she was pissed off at them, and it turns out that they're actually smart, one of them is a mother, and another one had no choice but to do this because she needs to make money for her future family and stuff like that. So that's because she never asked them. They're not treating her badly because they want to treat her badly. No, they thought they were being treated badly by her. And I was like, wow, this is really good writing. It's great. Again, I'm not sure how much of this is really true. Like, did Paige really have this much of a hard time during training? Did she have much of a hard time making friends with these female wrestlers? I don't even know if these female wrestlers are the actual people she trained with, or their characters are based on actual people she trained with. I don't know how much of this is true, but from a movie standpoint, this is really good writing. So I really like that. It just switched the perspectives around. You thought they're models who are very stupid, but no, it turns out they are smart people, they're caring people, and they're trying to make a living off of this, and they want to be wrestlers too. So yeah, I like that switch around. And so, Paige gets the talk from Vince Vaughn, and oh my god, Vince Vaughn is the best character in this movie. If you loved him in Hacksaw Ridge, you're gonna love him in this, because I'm pretty sure this guy, this Vince Vaughn, is a descendant of that Vince Vaughn from Hacksaw Ridge, because he talks the same crap to people. It's just great. Oh my god. At one point, Paige dyed her hair, and he just walked past her, looked back, he's like, oh my god, did someone break up with you? Oh my god. He's just great. He's really excellent in this. And you, in the trailers, you see The Rock, and he only has 3 scenes in the movie. He's not really in it that long. If you compiled all the scenes with him, I think it would probably make up about 7 minutes altogether. Yeah, he's really not in it that much. He's only in it in 3 scenes, and the first scene you do see him in is when Paige and her brother walked into The Rock at the stadium. And that's when he's like, oh, please, sir, may I have some more advice? Here's some advice. Yeah, that scene. And actually, a lot of the scenes you saw in the trailer, that's pretty much it. Just a little extended, but that's pretty much it. But he did good. He did really good. And the training with Paige is some of the best stuff I've seen in the movie, because I love the montages. I guess that's the Rocky fan in me. I love training montages. So as she's training, as she's trying to get into her own character of Paige, which, to be honest, I'm not sure if it's true that she loves charm so much that she based her character off of Rose McGowan's character. Okay. So yeah. So the training sequences I do like with Paige. It shows how intense it could be, and that there's a lot of times where she wants to quit or other people want to quit. So Vince Vaughn holds out the horn. He's like, toot toot. If you want to quit, just toot the horn. But yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff about it. And also, there's this one dramatic scene, too, where Paige comes back home. She's very depressed. She wants to quit the WWE. She tells her brother this, and her brother's fucking pissed with her. So he wants to beat the shit out of her in the ring. And and it was very aggressive, too, because he's doing all these moves against her, and she was bleeding at one point. So, yeah, that was a great scene. And yes, the brother was being asshole in that moment, but at least you can tell why he did it. Because he was incredibly depressed the entire time, and now he heard that his sister, who just got the shot at being a WWE superstar, and decides to throw it all away, and he could never get that chance. Yeah, if I was in his position, I would be fucking pissed as well. Because it's like saying you robbed that spot from me, and instead of you trying to make it on your own, you decide to throw it away. No, screw you. You don't deserve it. So yeah, that fight between them in the second act was really intense. If I have to say anything negative about this movie, and I think that people are going to disagree with me on this, the final fight kind of sucked. Again, I don't know if it's very faithful to the actual fight between Paige and AJ Lee. I'm not sure how faithful it is because I've never seen the original fight before. All I can say is this. I thought that the final fight had shitty choreography, shitty camera angles, everything felt slow. It just did not impact me as I thought it would. It's weird because the training montages impacted me a lot. The fight between her and her brother impacted me a lot. Heck, the tag team fight they had with the entire family in the beginning of the movie impacted me a lot. Like, it was very dramatic and the camera was great, the moves were awesome and stuff like that. Then when you get to the final match and you expect all this awesomeness to be there, and it turns out it was just shit. That's how it felt like to me. Again, I don't know how faithful it is. Maybe that's exactly how the original fight was. Maybe that's how the original fight was choreographed. Maybe that's how the original fight was shot. If it was, I give it credit for being very faithful. But for the final fight for me, it was very, very boring to look at. And I was shocked too, because I was like, why am I not feeling anything for Paige? Then it got into my mentality that it's fixed. It's staged, it's fixed, all that stuff. And yeah, it is a movie, so... But that's the thing. I don't know, it felt every time she punches and kicks, I just didn't feel anything. Every time she gets punched or kicked in the final match, I didn't feel anything. It didn't feel like there's any tension there, any suspense. And it's weird because she has to win this, but at the same time, I'm not rooting for her. I don't know. I felt like the spark died right there for me. So yeah, that's all I can say, because other than that, I thought it's a really, really good movie, especially about wrestling. But again, that final match was such a disappointment for me that I just couldn't believe it. So I don't think they actually, that wasn't AJ Lee, that's all I know. That wasn't really AJ Lee. They got someone to portray her. She is tiny too, because I know Paige is a tiny girl, but seeing this version of AJ Lee next to her, I was like, my God, AJ Lee is like, what, 5 feet or something like that? She is tiny. But she still kicked ass, but still, again, I thought she was really tiny. Oh, I gotta say, who knew that Nick Frost and Lena Headey would be perfect for each other? They're great. They're a great couple. When I saw the trailer, I was like, wait, Nick Frost and Lena Headey are married in this movie? Okay, I'm not sure if I could buy it, but my God, the very first scene, I bought it. They are a very loving couple. They're trying to figure out how to make everything work, especially since the matches now don't really give them that much money, and they have to pay the rent and all that stuff. They're coming up with schemes to make merchandise off a page. At this point, at one point, they used the Barbie doll to look exactly like Paige. They started to create posters and sign Paige's name, but they forged her signature and stuff like that. Oh my God, everything with this couple is just great. And yes, there's some heartwarming scenes with them too, like Nick Frost realizing how selfish he is at one point. So he says to Paige, if you want to quit, just quit. I'll support you either way. I'm sorry that at first I was very angry at you. I shouldn't have done that. You could do whatever you want, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the thing about this title, Fighting With My Family. It's a very, very family movie. Everything they do is about family in this, and I really appreciate that. I respect that. So, even though there's this one big negative thing for me, other than that, it kept with everything. The characters are great. The acting's great. It's a very funny movie. There's some tense moments. I recommend this. And I'm not sure if this could win an Academy Award. That's the thing. I don't think it's Academy Award worthy, but if it does, okay, kudos. Because again, I think it's a great movie, and it's an independent movie, I believe, right? So yeah, I do recommend it. Even if you're not a big fan of wrestling, like I am, I recommend it, because if you want to see a good movie, a good heartwarming movie, and it's an underdog story as well, go watch this. But write down in the comments below if you seen the actual fight with Paige and AJ Lee. Is it done faithfully in the movie? And is that so should I give the movie credit for doing it that way? Or do you have the same thoughts as me about the final fight? Let me know. Also, let me know about How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. How do you feel about the movie? Any negatives that you have? Any positives? Let me know. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm trying to keep this like an ongoing thing, because I feel like, because there's so many movies I watch, I do want to talk about them. I'm not sure which movies I want to come up with next, but it'll most likely be movies that I watched much recently. All I can say is this, the movies I will not talk in this kind of format will be the Resident Evil series, of course, the Highlander movie review, which I'm doing right now, the Alita Battle Angel. Originally, I was going to do a short review on Alita Battle Angel, but I feel like I want to do that when the actual movie comes out on Blu-ray, because I want to use more footage. But if you haven't seen Alita Battle Angel, please go for it. Please, this movie deserves a lot of support. I don't think it's doing that well, unfortunately. I think it's only making about $275 million in the box office, which, if you think that sounds like a lot of money, it kind of isn't because the budget is about 170 million and you have to think about marketing. So I believe to break even, it needs about 350 million. I did hear that Robert Rodriguez is gearing up for Alita Battle Angel 2, which I do want. But what I can say is this. I love Alita Battle Angel. It is really good. I loved it. There are problems, yes. It has that problem of fitting too much into one movie. But you know what? I love movies like that. If a movie's gonna be incredibly overstuffed but ambitious, I respect that. I hate movies that are just bare bones and just mediocre. I prefer a movie where the creators are like, okay, we don't know how well this is gonna do, so we're gonna cram so much awesome shit in it. Hopefully it works. There you go. It kind of has that The Last Airbender problem where the M. Night Shyamalan movie. I'm sorry if it seems like, wait, it has the M. Night Shyamalan problem. I'm not gonna watch Alita Battle Angel. No, but I will say this. It kind of has that problem where, I haven't read the manga, but I watched the OVA. But, yeah, it felt like they're trying to cram, because they're trying to cram so much, it seems like every 10 minutes is like a chapter or something like that. So that's how it felt like. Like in The Last Airbender, it's a 90-minute long movie, and each like 5 minutes is about, each episode is like 5 minutes long in the movie. So it's like that. So that's how it felt like. But other than that, great movie, great visuals. I do recommend it. Please watch it. I highly doubt I'm gonna try to get millions and millions of people trying to watch it, but who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.